Are you one of the many busy professionals working in offices day in and day out? Do you wonder how some people grow their wealth fast, retire early, and play on workdays? Well, you're in luck, because Ginny Bolling hosts this show, Pivot to Prosperity, where she interviews people that can do just that. Play on workdays. Many guests have become financially free. She also interviews people that are on their journey and people that are in support roles, like attorneys, contractors, brokers, and others. Commercial real estate is the common element. She is on a mission to be sure busy professionals know they can own substantial commercial properties too, like apartments, self-storage facilities, and others, and not have to do the work managing them. Passive investing is the key. Syndications are the typical method. Tax write-offs are some of the biggest rewards. Ginny and partners find the deals, build a strong team and business plan, then offer the investment opportunities to passive investors. New episodes are released every Tuesday at 12, so watch for new releases. If you want to get involved, let us know. You need to get pre-qualified to hear about most deals. See the show notes for contact information.
Hello. This is Ginny Bolling with Pivot to Prosperity, brought to you by Pivotal Real Estate Investments, where we help investors build wealth and income through commercial real estate that improves communities. And today we have Eric Schultz with us. Thank you for coming on, Eric.
Thank you.
So we met through a mastermind that is Gabe Bolling, the Deal Room, over in Tampa. And so you and I have talked a few times, and I think it's very interesting what you're doing, and I want you to share with the audience if you would. So go ahead, if you would tell us about you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Eric Schultz. I actually live in a little town called Reading, PA. It's 1 hour west of Philadelphia. I own a construction company, have been in business. Actually, June will be 20 years. I will have been in business. Also, I have a real estate company, started in real estate 15 years ago, owning singles and everything like that, moving to, in the last 5 years, to multi-units. And that's how Jeannie and I met, because we're in a mastermind group. And how do you grow? You got to be around other like-minded people that are doing the same thing, because this is a team sport. It's not an individual sport, which took me a long time to learn. I was doing everything by myself, trying to raise money by myself, save money by myself. Everything was by myself.
Right.
So
it could be tough.
that's a nutshell.
All right. And so you are doing construction work in the world of renovations or new construction. Tell us more about that.
All right. So most of my history with construction has been antique work, restoration. So you got a 200-year-old farmhouse, we can come in, remodel it, or add an addition to it and modernize it, but keep it looking old. Log cabins we've done. My city that I live in, a lot of the buildings are 100 and some years old. A lot of people like the old work. They want to save it, restore it. And there's very, very few contractors out there that can do that. So we do that. We also have done fixes and flips, but we're phasing that kind of out because it's very competitive. And I don't like doing cheap work. I'm not the type of person that just wants to slap some paint and polish and go, looks great. And, cheap people out. I like to put out a good product, no matter if it's a rental, or a remodel, a home, whatnot. I want to give people nice places and safe places to live. I've always been that way. I've done that with every single building I own, every apartment I've done it that way. So our newest phase now is we're working with new investors or investors that are already in the game. But most investors really do not have a background in construction. They want to add units to a property, or they find a building that wants to be rehabbed. That's where we come in. We can come in, we can break everything down, put a material list together, a cost analysis sheet together, and get it up and running for them. And after it's up and running, if they don't have property management team, we can come in and fill that service too. So we're becoming a one-stop shop for investors. And then our newest one is that any project or property we have that someone invests in, we will take them along the journey. We will teach them the process of how to go about, adding units, how to, restore a building. And that's only for people that invest in the properties with us. I'm not starting a mastermind group and just doing this on the side. There's a lot of good individuals out there that if you're looking for someone, we can, Jeannie or I reach out to us and we can help guide you to become part of a mastermind group that Jeannie and I are part of, because it is a wonderful community to be part of.
Right. Yes. And so your property management and renovation, those two go hand in hand so tight, so much, especially when you've got tight schedules and things like that. I think that's a real smart move, especially if you have the more that needs to be done, the more important it even is, I would say too. Do you have anything that you can share as far as systems or any nuggets that you want to put out there?
Well, I can tell you this, it's come a long way. Technology, everybody kind of gets scared about technology. There are some good parts. So back in the day, it was a phone call. Hey, my pipe broke, or my sewer broke, or the toilet's this. Now with things like LoopNet, can't think of the other one right off the top of my head. There is these programs out there that you can set up for your tenants that they pay online. They have a problem in the unit. They quick fill out an email, send it to myself. I will read it, evaluate it, and then if I need a plumber or electrician or a heating and air conditioning guy, I can email them right away and put a PO attached to it and get the work executed so much faster nowadays with some of these apps and programs that are out there that kind of makes the job a lot easier, that I don't have to be getting blasted with phone calls at all kinds of crazy hours, or it's Friday and 6 o'clock and someone's going, hey, you gotta, I'm like, it's
Yeah,
just,
you've trained them to use the system, right?
yeah, we train them to use the system. Don't get me wrong, there are people that are a little bit more difficult about the system, but the system is so much nicer, and it's nicer for everybody because it just is. I don't know how to say it. It's just so much easier, because the days of going and have to knock on doors to get rent and are waiting for the check to come in the mail because the mail's slow, or we just had 2 feet of snow or an ice storm or something like that. Everything's online, and these individuals that come up with these programs, they're really, really nice. And I don't have tenants complaining about that, because we respond so much faster when it's done that way.
Do you require they submit pictures?
Some things, I just had someone submit a leak to me on a video, and honestly, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I looked, I had to go there to actually physically see it. So that's the downfall to some of the videos that are out there nowadays. You can't always see a problem.
So when it comes to Pennsylvania, you have snow.
Yes, we do.
So what do you have to do property management wise to keep the roofs from getting too much snow, or to make sure walkways, people can travel and all that? What do you have to do?
Well, it's been quite some time since we had to shovel off roofs. I only ever had to do that once, and I think that was 96.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yes, we had 3 feet of snow in a matter of a weekend. So right now, all we do is plow, shovel the sidewalks, and salt. Not that it's a rule or you have to or you don't have to. It's all depending on the leases for certain things. So some of my single properties, the homeowners have to take care of the property, or they have to take care of that, because a lot of my singles are eventually going to be turned into owner financing, and then individuals can buy their first home through me. So I just don't keep it a rental. I have one person right now that is going through the process. He's rented from me for 10 years. And he finally sit and said, "Hey, I would like to buy the property. I love it here. I want to buy the property." And I'm going, "Okay, this is how," and then I teach him how to go through the process. Uh, but getting back to snow and everything like that, as long as it's not icy, everything like that, you want to have insurance on your properties. You want your tenants to have insurance because insurance companies will make that happen. So you're avoiding lawsuits and everything. And, you're just doing it to make it safe for people. The people that don't do it, I just kind of just shake my head at going, come on. It's the right thing to do.
So I don't know if you're in the properties that size. Boiler rooms are pretty common up there, right? Or no?
Yes, but what we're doing to a lot of them is switching them over for the simple fact is that unless you're putting locks on thermostats, people will put up their heat to 75 degrees and it'll be cold outside and you'll go buy the property and the window's open. I'm not going to pay for people's heat when they want to do stuff like that. So almost everything that we have, we converted over to everybody has their own unit, their own electric bill, their own heating bill. If it's a gas fed property, most of everything I own is in electric, just for the simple fact is it keeps them accountable.
Are you using mini splits?
Some are, some aren't.
So I just was on the phone with a developer, or on the podcast before this with a developer. He said they are and he's LEED certified and does all that green building and all. He said they're 4 times more efficient.
Yes, they're more efficient. Well, has gotten more efficient. So the mini splits, I can't think of the other name that you put them in the wall. It looks like you're going into a hotel.
Wall units,
the wall units that are mounted into the
windows,
not the windows, but below the windows. I know a lot of people use them for the simple fact is if they go bad, it's easy to pull them out and replace them, and they're inexpensive. So cost effectiveness, it's better for an owner. I like mini splits myself. Honestly, you keep the filters clean, they last a long time. It's electric based. So right. That's how we treat everybody up here.
Interesting. All right. Now, so do you have termites up there?
Yes, ma'am, we do. We have termites, we have mold, not as much as down south. So almost on all my properties, I have some type of pest control system or someone that comes out and maintains it. Mold's only created here as if you have like water damage or a poor bathroom, because mold will form behind walls, or a pipe breaks behind a sink or in your kitchen and you're never told about it. Mold happens very quickly. It's something I take very, very seriously because I do get sick. If you let me into someone's house and I don't know they don't have mold and it's really bad, I will be sick in 3 days and could be in the hospital. So I know mold inside and out, and I know what's good. I know which ones are bad, and I don't really mess with it. I'm actually happy I don't own too much in Florida or anything down Florida because I'd be hiring other people to do the work because I don't want to be sick.
Can you smell it as soon as you walk in the house?
Most of the time.
Yeah, I know some people like that. And I recently had a pipe burst a couple years ago, and it flooded a place that was really built in the 60s. It was old. It activated some old mold that was behind the baseboards. Yep. And so we did the whole 9 yards with the remediation, cut out the drywall and because we had a lot of water that came in, and I have never reacted to anything. I grew up with horses, so pretty thick system, I think. But sure enough, I did start getting some breathing problems at one point, which it had to have been the mold. I can't It was,
It'll start in your sinuses and work their way down into your chest. And it's, I don't know how to explain it to people other than, one time it didn't bother me, but as I got older, now it's no joke. But there are people that live in homes that have mold and they wonder why they're sick all the time, but they have no idea because whatever you see on the surface outside, it's 10 times larger behind the wall. And people don't understand that. So I take it seriously.
right.
And that's
Yeah.
what I do what I do because I want people to stay and be healthy.
So you would hire out the mold remediation.
No, I'd probably have one of my guys do it.
Oh, okay.
We have respirators, we have everything that we need to do it. I'll put, as soon as I go in and I see it, I walk back out. I've gone into customers' houses already and I said, I'll be back. And they're like, huh? I go put my mask on. I said, I'm not gonna jeopardize my health because you don't understand what this could turn into or what this could happen to you. My health is very important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you also probably have extra sensitivities, I imagine, right?
Um, to that, I think I have a great immune system. I did not, I have not had COVID. I have not had that RSVS, whatever that's going on. I haven't been sick at all. And people are like in shock going, you didn't get COVID? No, I didn't get COVID. I try to take care of myself very well. My immune system stays up. Um, I just,
Right.
that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to also ask you, what do you specialize in as far as what is your favorite job to be doing? Is it kitchens? Is it any kind of trim work or flooring or what?
Uh, I want to say kitchens, but I like restoration work. I like we've done a bunch of farmhouses and I like going in there and seeing the old barnwood. I like seeing how back in the day they put stuff together with wooden dowels and drills, and that to me is really, really a craft, a skill. I appreciate that. Um, the woodworking, like Philadelphia is really uh, you go in some of these older buildings, the craftsmanship that these gentlemen had back in the day were just it makes me, I go, wow, that's cool. I wish I could learn from them because it's just a dying art. Do I do a lot of it? Yeah, I make it more modern because we don't have that. And or if they do want that, the price of the material and to do it is very expensive. I mean, to renovate a building and keep it in the 1900s era is expensive. The good example is we did a farmhouse 3 years ago. A couple moved from New York down to Pennsylvania, what 160-acre farm, had this little dinky 1,000 square foot farmhouse. They asked me to put on a 1,500 square foot 3-story addition and make everything take the look from the old barn and put it into the new building, but we had to have heated floors, we had to have music in the ceilings, we had to have, all our connections for Wi-Fi everywhere, all the bells and whistles. Keep it looking old. So that's what I like to specialize in because that to me is fun. It's
Yeah,
just you do
that's a
stuff
specialty. That's a real specialty too.
right.
Yeah.
And that's and also I have an art. I don't want to call it. I have an art degree, so a graphic design and illustration. So anything that I can use my creative skills to design, and most people can't paint a picture of what they're looking to have done. I can come in and paint you a picture. I can show you designs and pictures and colors and help craft what you want for in your home because I really like giving people what they want. There's a lot of contractors out there that just go, oh, this is all I do. I do this style, I do that style, I do this product, I do that product. I go, no, if you're willing to pay a little bit more, I'm going to go, okay, Jeannie, we're going to do this kitchen. We're going to go to my kitchen vendor. We're going to look at cabinet doors. I'm going to take you to my granite company. We're going to look at different sheets of granite, how to show you how it works. We're going to go do some tile backsplash. I can show you some lighting for underneath cabinet lighting or can lighting or puck lighting or, mood lighting. Here we can put some warm floors in there. Just keep going. I just keep going with questions and trying to find out what you really like and build it that way.
So guided kind of. That's very,
Yeah, I hold your hand a little bit.
that's cool.
It's
That is.
some people need, a lot of people, I should say, need that. They need to be their hands held because they don't always know. They know what they want, but they don't know what they want, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
So until you start painting the picture and showing them, then it starts to become clear and they go, wow, and even if they want to do stuff on their own, once you hire me, you get put in my phone, you start texting me pictures of tile and cabinets and colors, and I'll tell you what works, what doesn't work, what's a good product, what's a bad product, what I like putting in, what I don't like putting in. Yes, because there are some things and there's products out there that I refuse to install or do for people because they're just, it's not good. It's just not good.
Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so anything else you want to add before I ask you the big question?
Go for it.
Okay. So I ask everybody this, and that is there a pivotal person or event that has brought you to where you are now or propelling you forward to some goal or place of some sort?
Yes. Well, I shouldn't say, and we got time here. There's been multiple events that have changed my life. So I'm going to give you two. I think we can get two in here. So the one was about 20 years ago. I got sick when I was going back to college for another degree. And I'm going to paint you this picture. And usually I ask people that are listening, close your eyes. Imagine you're 26 years old. You just got married to your beautiful wife. Life is great. You know, I choke on a cup of coffee and you get a cough. So what does everybody do when they get a cough? You go to the doctors, you get some medicine. It doesn't go away. You go back again, do some more tests. It doesn't go away. He goes, well, we found something in your throat. We got to do another test. So almost a month goes by of nothing but tests and everything like that. Did the biopsy, come back into the office. They go, we know what's wrong. I said, what's that? They go, you have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, throat and abdomen. I said, what's that? They go, it's cancer. So basically it's cancer of the lymph nodes throughout your whole body. So I was infected in my throat and on my liver. So that's basically stage 4. They gave me less than 40% chance to live because it's being stage 4 in multiple process places on your body. What did I do? I said, what do I do next? And I started following their regimen. But what I do is I bless my wife because my wife took it one step further. She started doing homework, started doing research on nutrition, health, everything like that, and came to me one day because back then I was a good old beer drinking, McDonald's and Burger King and shit food, basically, type of person. I just enjoyed life and that's how it was. And she said, that's it. We're cleaning you up. Now it's more meats and vegetables and fishes and chickens and juicing. Juicing became a big part of our life because if you do homework on certain cancers, you have to find out what the cancer eats in the body. And if you can substitute some natural herb or vegetable or fruit or something like that to give the cancer something else to eat instead of your body, you can fight. It gives you a leverage to fight against the cancer. And that's what she did for me. And it was 6 months of basically hell that I went through to finally get clean, to get to that point where it went in remission. So I bless my wife a lot because she's a bull, basically. Here, you're doing this every single day. Here's your drink. Here's your drink. Here's your drink. Um, and got me through it because it's like a roller coaster ride. There's days that you feel great, and there's more days that you feel horrible. And I just keep picking myself up and keep going and keep keep trying. And that's one of the things when people ask me why should they work with me, this is my individual, this is who I am. I don't give up. I get knocked down, I get back up, knocked down, get back up. Then that's why I use this story, is because no matter what you're going through, if it's divorce, bankruptcy, addiction, anything like that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You might not see it when you're in the heat of it, but it's there. And there's individuals out there that can talk to you or help you get through all this stuff. I'm one of them. Call me. I'll help you get through that. So that was the first one. The second one is my good buddy. Her name is Adina Breslin. She's a business coach. So I went to do a massive bookcase in her office, started building this beautiful custom book cabinet shelf, something that you would see in magazines and all that wonderful stuff. And as we're going along, the one week she goes to me, she goes, "Hey, are you a millionaire yet?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, "Your business should be $1 million business." And I'm like, she just kept asking me these questions. So why I think she's a pivotal person is mindset. She changed my mindset from an individual that was doing anywhere from $300,000 to $400,000 a year in business to now a company that is just shy of $1 million in a matter of 3 years. And when she changed my mindset to think bigger, understand what it means to think bigger, to have more confidence, to how to grow the business, how to be a leader of people, and how to communicate with people, how to understand everybody's points of view, and how to grow a business. My whole life changed because I was that individual that was like this all day long. And, she calmed me down. She taught me time blocking. She taught me how to block out certain amount of time to get this done, and then how to transition from this, how to go through a day and handle the adversity that I get all the time. She basically says that one of my major skill levels is I'm a problem solver. I can take a lot of problems and just about solve them, figure out a way to solve this problem. So she was a huge part of my life, and she's still part of my life right now. We actually have a meeting tomorrow morning. We usually meet once every week or every other week, and we are now in the phases of leadership, getting rid of limiting beliefs, because a lot of people don't understand that when you grow up, your parents might have told you that you're dumb, you're slow, you can't do this, you can't do that. And it could have been a coach, or it could have been anything. That our bodies are made to catch these negative thought processes, and we don't realize it when we're younger. We just go through life, and even as we get older, these limiting beliefs get instilled in us, and we don't understand how to get rid of them or to get out of them. And you're just stuck that way. You're just stuck with these beliefs or limiting beliefs, and you don't understand how to get to the next level. And the only way you're going to do that is to find that person. If it's a coach, if it's a business partner, if it's being part of a group, there's all different kinds of ways to do it. I just met this woman at a function. We got in a mastermind group together. And next thing I know, she became my coach. And I pay her a good amount of money. Nothing's ever free, but she's changed so much of my life. I probably wouldn't be here now if it wouldn't been for her, because she's the one that said, start thinking bigger and learning and educating yourself and everything like that. It's so important.
That's great. That is. It's so true. And I'm old school too. I had never thought about mentorships and things like that. But once I decided to seriously start being an investor and looking at what investors were doing, it was obvious that you need to get into some of these programs and do some different things. You can't do it alone. You just can't.
No, and like for anybody that's watching this that's new at this, I would sit and say it's nice to have an end goal, okay? But don't get fixated on it. Just enjoy the process. If you enjoy every single day and enjoy the process and just keep going every single day, take a step, take a step, take a step. And next thing you know, you're going to look back and go, wow. I mean, I sit and go, listen, I've been in the multi-unit now. For my first 3 years, I did not get a single property. I did not close a single property in 3 years, but I kept taking a step, kept taking a step, kept my head down, keep going. There's days I needed to call certain individuals that were ahead of me saying, yep, Eric, you're on the right path. We closed a commercial property in 17 units last year. We're ready to close another 14 in 3 weeks. And then some of the people you meet along the way, like my buddy Brian Dawson, he's way established. He sees things that I don't even see right now. And he told me the last week, he's like, Eric, you're right there, man. You're right there before your life is going to change, and you don't even know how it's going to change. You're getting so close. So you just gotta keep believing in the process, and it will happen. Just believe it will happen. I mean, I can say that from remodeling. It took me 5 years, and then all of a sudden it's like you could just see the changes. You could see the changes. Year 15, you could see the changes, and now we're ready to start growing again and changing even more.
They say just don't quit. That's the thing. You only fail if you quit. And it's not bad to fail either. You can
Exactly.
always go back and that's when you learn the lesson, right?
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
and if you do fail at something, because there's gonna be hundreds of times you fail, stop, do your little pout, get over it, and then sit there, and I call it data dumping. Pick up a notepad, and whatever in your brain, just write it down. Just don't, even if it's not a full sentence, anything, just dump all that information that you just went through down, and then reread it. Like, go walk away, come back, reread it, and then go, okay, what's my lessons here? What should I take away from that? Because one of the things I do a lot is going, it's on me. What could I have done better? What can I have learned? How do I adapt this? How do I change the situation that it doesn't happen again? It's always on me to control those things.
Yep, that's good. That's really. And on that note, we're going to have to just have you tell people how they can get in touch with you.
All right. Easiest way on the screen there, it's Eric Schultz. My phone number, 484-955-6020. Or you can do ES Remodeling, pretty simple, at Comcast.net. Our website is remodelingberkscounty.com. I've had that for a long time. So they're probably my best ways. You can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, just put in my name, everything like that. We do have our own little Sunday morning. I have a little blog. It's called Sunday Morning Church with Eric. We usually talk about something related to life and how to get over it. And usually I throw a little fitness workout in there to hopefully get you motivated to do something, because you guys are down there. I'm up here in the cold. And last week we did one. It was 32 degrees, but we worked out outside and it was great.
Ooh. Very good. Well, we'll put that contact information in the show notes too. So yes, well, very good. Thank you so much for coming on. And I hope that we'll stay in touch for sure.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.